Let me put the name of the target. M30. And let me set up my auto capture of images. It's under Options, Preferences, Auto Capture. I usually capture them to a folder on my desktop. I capture PNG files. Tonight I'm going to capture an image every 30 seconds. I'll put down 500. I'm not going to do that many. Apply, OK. And then you go back up to the top to capture, auto capture. And when you start the auto capture, then down here at the bottom, you see the auto capture sequence start. So right now I'm at 0 of 500. And as soon as 30 seconds have gone by since I started the capture, then you'll see the counter change to 1. So I'm at 1 out of 500 images so far. And it'll continue saving images until I go up to here to say capture, stop capture. But I'm not going to stop right now. So yeah, I'm actually starting broadcasting earlier than I stated I was going to do it. I have a list of targets tonight I'd want to try to go and look at. It doesn't really get dark here until 7:30 Central Time because the moon is up, although it's only a very slender crescent. Let's see what I can look at that's a little bit higher in the sky.
Telescope slew into targets.
I'm moving to M2. Messier 2. I'm going to stop the stacking.
Telescope slew complete.
And there is M2. Before I do anything, let me find a bright star nearby that I can focus on. Okay, star in Aquarius. Sadal Malek in Aquarius. And who just texted me? Okay, so I'm going to go to okay. Let's see, slew to and center at cursor.
Telescope slew into targets.
Oh, it's going to do a meridian flip. Son of a gun. Yep.
Telescope slew complete.
That's the right star or not, so let me get the keypad and center the bright star. See the star. Oh, there it is. I think that's the star I want. So let me move the ladder out the way. Is there another? Oh yeah, there's another bright star by it. Oh, hope I got the right one. Okay. I'm gonna do an east-west flip, so I wanna. That's pretty close to focus. I haven't changed focus from where I was the other night. Get the mask on and just see. Okay.
Telescope synced.
Okay. So now let me put the Batonov mask on and try to check focus. It looks pretty darn good, but just to verify. It's going to be tall to get that mask up there. Okay. Get the tall ladder out. goes the mask. Okay. Mask is on. Who else is on? Hi, Jeff. Putting on the mask. I haven't touched focus from the other night. This looks pretty close. Could be bouncing around through the atmosphere. That looks pretty close. Okay, let me take the mask off. Mask off. Put it away in the closet before I trip over it. Try to stay in the eastern hemisphere for a while. All right. Oh, probably. And we have satellites. So I'm at Mellincam, a star in Aquarius. And there's its information. Multiple star system. Alpha Aquarius. So it just happens to be the brightest star in Aquarius. Okay. So where do we go from here? Where's my list? I made a list of things I wanted to look at tonight that I missed the other night. So the moon is going down now. Let's see. Most of the stuff I have on my list is for later on because they're not very high right now. 40, 50 degrees, azimuth 30. So let me see what else we have around this target, Pegasus. Let's go to M. Okay, where is... Which side of the... I'll go to 7479. Let's look for, do a search. It's the Superman galaxy. NGC7479. Search. Object information. Action menu. Let's go to the interactive atlas. And let's do a go-to.
Telescope slew into target. Telescope slew complete.
So I think it's there. Let me make sure I'm still looking through the shutter opening. Partially. Okay. So I think I need more than a whatever second exposure this is. I'm gonna go turn the dehumidifier off. I don't need that on right now. It's actually causing some air currents. It's off. I just gotta remember to turn it on when I leave. Because down in here in Louisiana, you definitely need a dehumidifier. So where's my exposure? I'm at 2 seconds right now. I'm gonna go to trigger mode. What is the trick to going back to trigger mode? From video mode. Close the software. Sometimes it just does not want to behave. No, I wasn't in trigger mode. It was still in video mode. Start the camera. Now I'm in trigger mode. And let's go to 10 seconds. Loop. Yellow. Change the size. 10 seconds. Okay, now let's go back to the histogram. Way over here. Okay. There we are. Now we can start doing some live stacking. Oh, I gotta put a dark in too. Let's do a dark. Import. dB3. I'm at gain 80, so I don't have an 80, but I got a 75 second, and I can go with 10 second exposure. I mean 75 gain, 10 exposure, and then engage it. So the dark is applied, and now I can start live stacking. Okay, we'll see how it smooths out. And let me restart my capture. Okay, restart the auto capture. Okay. So I'm going to put the title of this up. That. green, make it big. NGC 7479. Superman Galaxy. Okay. Hi, Rusty. Yeah, Michael did another bang-up job on the manual. I saw it in the quick start guide. Yeah, Jeff, Rock posted a link on the group to the manual for the 26cTEC and the quick start guide for the 26cTEC. Oh, yeah, you don't. RTFM. Some people don't. Let me do a white balance. See how it changes. 58.46. Well, big change in green. It dropped 9 points on the green. And I think everything else should be right. I have gamma 0.2 and contrast, and saturation is still 128. Okay. Yeah, Michael Burns has been a busy guy. Rock sent him the prototype camera. That was the only camera he had, and Michael used it to help develop the manual. In fact, he sent it back to Rock, and Rock just got it back today. So I got the advantage of short exposures, it does not take very long to get a lot in the stack. This is 14 in the stack already. Let's zoom to 100%. I'm going to go to 7814 after this. That's another edge-on galaxy, kind of reminiscent of the Sombrero. Yep, this is Superman. It was really windy today. Wind's coming out of the north. MallinCam is to the 3 o'clock position in the focuser. Cooling fin openings are vertical, up and down. And I find that gives me the proper orientation for left, right, and up and down. You can see the break in the arm on the bottom right coming up. It's got multiple arms lifting up. When I get to about 30 in the stack, I'm gonna have to talk. Rusty, when's the last time you actually did a broadcast? And I'm assuming when you finished, you did stop the broadcasts. So in a few seconds, I am going to change the exposure. Maybe I'll go to 20. So it'll be like 30 in the stack. Yes, he can sign up for another channel. So now we got 30 in the stack. So I'm going to go up here and stop, change the exposure time to 20, and start the loop again. So now we're in 20-second mode. And while we're doing this, I'm also going to change the sharpness. I'm going to go to sharpness 50. So I started at 0 sharpness, and then I went to 50 sharpness. Let's see what that does to push the histogram over. So I got to That makes no sense, Rusty. So I'm zoomed in at 150% right now. I gotta get me some new glasses with I have anti-reflection coatings, but I think they're worn out. So when I stare at the screen, I get these weird spikes off the stars. Take my glasses off, they're out of focus, but there's no spikes. Who else joined in? Bunch of guests. And then Rusty, Bob, Jeff, Seeb. And Ropunj. Possibly Rusty. Let me make a note so I can talk to Rock in the morning. I don't know if you need to have a new email address. I know with me, I had problems with Waning Moon 2, which was my original broadcast channel. And for some reason, I could not log in and broadcast with Waning Moon 2. So I ended up creating Waning Moon 2-2. It works. I never could get the original name to work. And we tried reprogramming it. Rock tried doing stuff. We just gave up. Well, now I have 11 in the stack at the longer exposure combined with the 30 with the shorter exposure. Yeah, a lot of people have second and third email addresses. I have one from Spectrum, my internet provider, that I never used. I got my old Yahoo ones, you name it. Right now I'm just waiting for the other things that I wanted to look at to get a little bit higher in the sky. I was going to try to do some of the things that you had done, Jeff, the other night, like the bow tie, and Derelict Group and Flaming Star. If I can stay awake. I got up way too early this morning. Yeah, we had gotten blood work yesterday, and I know I was waiting to get the results from Skies because she was concerned about her kidney function, and luckily she got it, and it's a lot better than the last test. So they've already scheduled her angiogram for the 24th. What is that, 2 days before Thanksgiving? Unbelievable. Oh well. Yeah, her kidney function was about, it's like in the, what do they call it? Stage 1 is like good kidneys. Stage 5 is they're dead, and thought she was at stage 4. But this showed that she's like 3A, which is the best she's been in the last 3 years. So we'll see. Because the angiogram can really stress out a kidney because of the dyes they inject while they're doing the angiogram. I wonder if this would benefit from a longer exposure, Jeff. What do you think? I got almost 20 in at the 20-second exposure. $21 and $19. I have $19 in right now. No, there is. Well, I'm auto capturing, so I got. Oh, I thought I was. What the heck? Damn. Okay. Now I'm back to auto capturing. Crap. I shut down the program and I didn't restart it, and I didn't restart the capture. Yes, I'm in sidereal drive rate, that's for sure. That's working. Well, let's see. I'm going to try pushing it up. I don't know if 30 would be too much. Maybe I'll go to 25. Stop. I'll go to 25. Loop. And now I'm at 25 sec. So this is going to be an average stack of 10, 20, and 25 second exposures. Go back to, there's full scale right there. I can smell smoke outside. I haven't lit the fire up in 2 days, so so it's either smoke in the atmosphere or somebody lit a fire I don't know about. Okay, so how many? So the histogram bumped a little bit over, so I can. Okay. If I can, yeah, I can see while I'm down here. Well, Saturn Nebula was at 7,009. SATURAN. Saturn Nebula. More object information. 7,009. Let's see where that's located. It's in Aquarius, so it's not that far away. Yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, it's 40-something degrees up. Okay. Okay. So this doesn't look bad. Let me zoom in. You can see the like dark lane running from the nucleus up into the left. These ought to clean up pretty nicely. Hi, Mike. Are you busy reading the manual? Okay, so I got 30 in the stack at 10 seconds. I got 20 in the stack at 20 seconds, and I got 10 or 11 at the stack with the 25-second exposure. I already got almost 40 minutes into a video recording. Yeah, Jeff, I will try the Saturn Nebula next. It's small, but it'll be interesting to see how it works out in here. I'll go to 65 and then I'll stop it. I'm going to set the exposure for 5 seconds when I move. Okay, stop the live stack. Let's go to the Saturn Nebula.
Telescope slew into target.
Let's see, where the heck is it going? Not a meridian flip. Ah, man. Why did I listen to you, Jeff? I'm definitely not going to make this falling on the chip.
Telescope slew complete.
Turn the blue lights off and see if I'm anywhere near whatever. Let's stop. See if I'm anywhere near where I'm supposed to be. I gotta do a better polar alignment. It's not there. Is there a bright star anywhere near the Saturn Nebula I can go to? 4.5 magnitude star. 3.8.
Telescope slew into target. Telescope slew complete.
Going to Owl Bali. Let's see if I can find it in the finder scope. Okay. Turn off the blue light. Let me center Owl Bali. Always in between steps. Either gotta be a little taller or a little shorter. Oh great, which star is it? There's two bright stars in there. Crud. And with my light shield down, I can't see my screen to see if there's a star in there. And let's see if that's it. Well, there's two bright stars in the area. And that's either it or I'm totally wrong. Change east and west. I'll have to go from one rate to a little bit faster rate. Hopefully I got the right star. What are the odds? There's two stars in the field of view. What are the odds of picking the right one? And then what are my odds of picking the right one? I know briefly if I got the right one. Okay. So if that's Al Bali,
Telescope synced. Telescope slew into target. Telescope slew complete.
Well, I got lucky. I think I picked the right one. Yep, there's Saturn Nebula. Okay. Let me get the ladder out of the way. Okay, so there's the Saturn. You can already see the wings sticking out. So let's move it down slightly. What they call it? Was it ANSAE? A-N-S-A-E? Let me do a white balance since I'm in a new light polluted area of the sky. Okay, so let me sync.
Telescope synced.
So I'm synced on the Saturn Nebula. So what should I start with, Jeff? I'm in 5-second exposure right now. I don't know if I have to go shorter to start off with, I guess. I just went to 2. Maybe try 1. Oh, the cord just gets blown out even with 1 second. So maybe I should go with even shorter exposure, huh? Yeah, I can zoom in to, let's do 150, and then let's go to even a shorter exposure. Let's see. Stop. Let's go to 500 milliseconds, so that's a half a second to a half-second loop. Yeah, it is small. Let me then start the live stack. $250 milliseconds? Sure. Then I can do quarter second loop. Stop the live stack, start the live stack. Okay. So I'm now at a quarter second. Now I got a 10-second dark added. Almost looks like a figure 8 or something, some ellipses in the center. Yeah, I was thinking that. Maybe try dropping the exposure a little bit more. Stop. Let's go to 150 milliseconds. That's what, an 1/8 of a second. enable a live stack, and it's 150 milliseconds right now. 150 milliseconds. Let me zoom in a little bit more. If you use your imaginary vision, it almost looks like two ellipses overlapping each other. One to the top left, one to the bottom right. Well, right now I got 40 something in the stack. It doesn't take long to stack a lot when you're in a 1/8 of a second exposure. So any suggestions for the next jump? Well, big. Fine, okay. Well, let's see. Stop. 5 seconds. 0. Loop. That'll do something crazy to the histogram. Yeah, I noticed that the white balance is yeah, the histogram looks better now, so. '87. Sure. 16 seconds, huh? So I had, what was it, 5 seconds and 16 seconds. It's a 16-inch f6, 96-inch focal length. All of a sudden it looked a little soft. think all sky plate solver figured out 2540 was the focal length when I ran a picture through all sky plate solver. I'm seeing you're seeing little slight extensions at 9:30 and 3:30. Right. That's an estimate what the focal reducer is actually accomplishing. And I have a 10-second dark applied, and I'm really at 16 seconds now. Okay. Next time. So now I'm on the yeah, but you have to stop the stack, make the changes, and then start the stack again, right? I'm in trigger mode. You can change the exposure when you're in trigger mode. I've never tried that. Oh, the dark. Oh, yeah, that you can do. Yeah, that you can do. Of course, I don't have, I'm dark. I'd have to take that off. I'd have to import. I'm at 75. I had to go 20-second dark, import it, enable. So I got a 20-second dark now applied. Initially I had a 10, now I got a 20. Oh, and I have to erase this name because that's not correct. Too many things to change. Yeah, the ring is starting to pop out. Like I said, the atmosphere earlier was pretty terrible. I'm gonna put an extra layer on right now. I won't be out very long tonight because I have to go back to the lab and give more blood tomorrow because the doctor's office forgot to fax in the orders, so they used orders yesterday from last February. And then today I get in the mail the orders he actually wanted, which include 2 other tests. Yeah, see the softness around it. Yeah. Well, right now we have how many in the stack? 115. Yeah, I think you're right. Well, I think I'm going to stop this right now. Hopefully, well, that's real close to the meridian. It shows being on the western side of the meridian, but who knows? Let's go. I'm going to go to the helix while I'm here.
Telescope slewing to target. Telescope slew complete.
Let me see if I got the dome in the way. Sure enough. The dome should be out of the way now. And there's the helix. Wait till the blue glow goes away. That should be coming up shortly. And let's do another white balance right here. As I'm looking down into the Slidell light pollution from here. And I may not be able to do that long of an exposure looking down into the muck. Let's stop and let's go to 10 seconds to start off. And let me change the dark to a 10-second dark. And let's move straight down 12. Yeah, I could try the scope at f8. See what it does. Okay, let's see if I got this. It's pretty close to being centered. Okay.
Telescope synced.
So I'm on the helix. And the exposure right now is what? 10 seconds? Gain 80, dB3. Sharpness is at there. And everything else is right on the screen. So let me... Hi, Bob. Now let me start the live stack. Live stack. Live stack starting with a 10-second exposure. Yeah, this one came out pretty good last Friday night. Well, so far I've done nothing on my list that I wanted to go to. Where is... I'm gonna try 6946 next. Yeah, that'll be like 50 degrees up. So that'll be the next target, and it's in the Western Hemisphere. This is looking good already. A lot of guests tonight. Let's see. Bob just came in. Mike 2. Rusty, Bob, Jeff, Seeb, and guests. So right now I'm aimed. Altitude is 38 degrees and I'm 9 degrees west of due south. I'll let this run till I get about 30 in the stack. There's a slight bit of vignetting. You can see it in the corners. Most prominent is the bottom left corner. If I go to a slight, if I go to 80%, let's see, what does that do to the vignetting? That 80% zoom eliminates the vignetting. So going from 76, which is full field, to 80%, cut that out. $15 into the stack. Yeah, that's the Ritchie-Chrétien 0.75x focal reducer. With the size sensor, it kind of it's probably a little bit too much focal reduction. If I had a little bit lighter focal reducer, maybe like a 0.8, it would not create the vignetting. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, just zooming out to 80% cleared up all the vignetting. It's actually looking better than it did the other night, I'm thinking. Already got 20 in the base stack. Jeff, did you ever take new darks at binning 3 for your DS26? And if so, did it clean up the issue you were having? Okay. Now I got 25 in the base at 10 seconds. I'm going to go to probably I know that well, Jeff. Maybe I'll go to 20 seconds for the next. I'll know real quick if it's too much. $29 in a stack. $30 in a stack. Oh, you mean break Simon's rule? Yeah, if I move the gamma to the right, it'll push the histo to the left. So I'll get ready to do that. Maybe I'll go to 0.4 with the so I'm going to go to gamma 0.4. .4. So I started at gamma 0.2, went to gamma 0.4. Very pleasing helix. And where's my stack? So I've already got 4 at the longer exposure of 20 seconds in the stack. Yeah, you can see it's getting brighter. I'll probably go to maybe 40 or 45 and then move on to the next target. I think this next target is the only one that I had picked for the night that's actually in the western part of the sky, the fireworks galaxy. And I wanted to run my pole master again tonight just to check alignment, but I didn't even do that. I know, Jeff, you use your pole master every time because you set up and tear down every night. I started about 4:30 looking at the moon in a blue sky. Then went inside for supper and came back out here, and I started broadcasting about 5:45. I know I said I would start about 6:15, but it was looking good, so I just started early. Oh, it looks like I may have some dust bunnies in there. Son of a gun. Yeah, I do have some dust bunnies. Looks like a dust bunny here and a dust bunny here. Where did I pick that up? Okay, 2 more and then I'll stop the stack. And tomorrow I'll get to play with cleaning optics. Number of viewers left. Oh, the guests. Okay, there's 44 in the stack. This is quite nice. And I'm not recording. God. Why did it stop the auto capture? Oh, it's capturing every 6 seconds. I don't know why it doesn't save the options. I always default it to 30 seconds. Apply. Okay. Capture. Auto capture. Well, we'll go to 50 and then I'll move on. Yeah, I'd have to make a flat, but that would mean I'd have to leave the camera in the scope, and I could take a flat tomorrow. Just leave everything set up and then get the sky and take a sky flat with a t-shirt or something. I see some things. It'll be interesting to see what happens when I run this through Topaz denoise, and let me get a few more captures. I only got 2 auto captures. Let me get 4 of them and then I'll move on. That'll give me something to play with tomorrow. There's 3 auto captures. This looks very nice. All right, or as Jeff would say, amazing. Okay, there's 4. So let me stop the live stack. Let me stop the exposure and go to 10 seconds. And let me get on the fireworks galaxy. Slew to and center at cursor.
Telescope slew into target.
Have to turn the dome almost a full 180 degrees.
Telescope slew complete.
Yeah. Let's see if I got the fireworks galaxy in there. How about moving the dark? There it is at the bottom right. I'm way off with that one. Did my telescope used to have... SkyTools 4 has a male voice as opposed to SkyTools 3, which has the female voice. See, that's there. I want to move that star. I want to move that star there up to there. For a while, I had used some Jean-Luc Picard phrases for the different functions. Like instead of slewing to target, I'd go engage. I gotta stop this. Let me go to a 2-second mode. Yeah, you could go and you could change the audio, the wave files. See, that's the star I want to move. Let's see if it shows up. It's there. Okay. That should be close enough. Yep. Either engage or make it so, or I played around with them for a long time. I'm looping 15 seconds, so let's see. That'll be 15. Boy, I still got to move it some more. How about back? Okay, before I start, I want to move. That's got to move to the center, so this star here. Gonna move out to there. Yeah, so let's stop it. Let's go back to 2 seconds. One of these days, Jeff, I'll figure out that sync thingy with the all-sky plate solver. Then I won't have to do this stuff. That's pretty darn close. Okay. Stop. Let's go to 15 seconds. Loop. So I'm at 15 seconds. Back. 15 seconds. Okay. There. Now let's get the histogram going. and start the live stack. And let me see, how long is my dark? I don't have a, I got a 20-second dark I can put in. Yep, I'll do a 20-second dark. Okay. Let this thing start building. Alright, we got 2 in, 1 out. Maybe I should have done a white balance. Okay, now I got a white balance.